In the dim, filtered light of a cloudy afternoon, Aya stood just beyond the threshold, holding her breath. She would either craft a deal with what lived here, or she would die, become an Onryo herself. She clutched a photograph in one hand and a paper charm in the other. The charm was painted with kanji her mother had once told her not to touch. The ghost emerged like smoke from the hallway shadows. A pale woman in a tattered white yukata, long black hair hanging wet and tangled over her face. Aya raised the photograph between them. "You don't want me," she said. The ghost stared at the photograph. Her cloudy eyes flicked up, then down again. "But first you have to help me," Aya said. She held up the seal. The Onryo's hand snapped forward, slapping it from her fingers. Aya didn't flinch. "My father. He's like your husband, maybe worse." The ghost tilted her head as if listening. "He hits me when he's drunk, sometimes when he's not. If you help me get rid of him, I'll take you to your husband." There was no voice, no reply. The ghost vanished. The seal on the floor glowed faintly. She wrapped it carefully and placed it in her school bag. Aya returned home before sunset. Her father wasn't back from work. She placed the seal under her bed and went out again. "I'm staying at Hina's tonight," she texted him. No reply. At Hina's house, everything smelled like dinner and shampoo. Aya showered and borrowed a fluffy t-shirt. She smiled. She laughed. She ate ice cream with her friend. Her hands only shook once when she checked the time. 10:42 p.m. At 11:09, she got the call. A neighbor had heard screams and called the police. They found her father's body torn open in the hallway, eyes gouged clean out. Aya cried on cue. The funeral was closed casket. No one asked many questions. People in her neighborhood said it must have been a break-in or some animal. Aya gave no reply. She stayed at Hina's for a few days. Her aunt offered to take her in, but Aya refused. She told the police she'd rather live with a friend for a while, and Hina's parents were happy to have her. The Onryo was growing impatient. At night, Aya felt the air shift, saw long black hair drifting across the mirror. The ghost was behind her. "Tomorrow night, they'd follow me if I went today." The ghost left, but she could feel its anger, and Onryo weren't known for their self-control. The next night, Aya told Hina's family that she needed to go for a long walk to clear her head. She would get dinner while she was out, and not to worry if she was late. She took a train east to a neighborhood like the one she had lived in. The houses here had bicycles out front and wind chimes that faintly tinkled. She found the one from the photo. He'd changed, thinner, balder. A new wife stood beside him in the window, smiling at something one of their kids said. Aya waited for nightfall. When the lights in the house began to dim, she went into their well-kept garden. Aya knelt at the crawl space under the house. She pulled out the seal. "No more waiting," she whispered, and tossed it deep into the darkness. Aya stood and walked away. Behind her, a scream broke through the quiet. A woman's voice, then a child's. The sound of shattering glass. More screams. Aya got curry at a local chain and took the long way back to the train station. In the days that followed, she didn't check the news. She knew what she'd hear. Tragedy, confusion, no leads. She didn't want to see the photos. She didn't want to hear the names. Their deal was over, and that wasn't part of it. She now sat alone in the quiet house that used to belong to her parents. Sometimes she thought she saw the ghost again, standing near the closet or watching from the window. But the seal was gone, and so was the ghost. Aya didn't know if the Onryo had moved on from that house, or if she still lingered somewhere in its walls. Either way, it wasn't her business anymore, and they would never see each other again because she was never going back. And maybe that was why she still thought about it. Because when she looked in the mirror now, it only showed herself, a girl with as much blood on her hands as the Onryo she made a deal with. She didn't know what happened to people like her after they died, but she doubted they went to heaven. Who knows? Maybe she would meet the Onryo again.